Rules and Practice of Procurement. Unit 6. Contract Document and Pricing Arrangement. Section 5. Fixed Pricing Arrangement. This section is going to deal with certain fixed pricing agreements used in procurement. At the end of this section, we should be able to explain the reasons for cost variations in a contract, explain firm fixed price agreement, explain fixed prices with contract price adjustment agreement, risk and reward arrangement, fixed price with review or redetermination clauses, and explain the level of effort term contract. The supplier's cost in performing a contract may fluctuate or be higher than forecasted at the time of the contract for a wide range of reasons. One reason could be because of underestimation of cost at the forecasting stage, probably owing to the difficulties of measuring or specifying the scale of production or amount of work required. Another reason could be because of price inflation or escalating material costs. You realize that as at the time of the contract, changes in the cost of goods or services may occur which causes variation in the cost previously agreed and the current market price. We also have the wage inflation or escalating labor costs, as well as the commodity and energy fluctuations. We then have the exchange rate fluctuations, which usually affect international supply costs. We may also have unforeseen contingencies such as additional transportation costs due to carrier failure and all other reasons you may think of. Now let's go over some fixed pricing arrangements used in a contract. The first fixed pricing arrangement we have here is the Firm Fixed Price Agreement, the FFP agreement. A firm fixed price agreement is basically a firm agreement to pay a specified price when the items, that's the requirements specified by the contract, have been delivered and accepted. Once agreed, the price remains fixed for the duration of the contract. However, some flexibility may be permitted for adjustments to the price arising from changes in the scope of the contract. For example, if additional requirements are added. That means the terms of the contract has changed. The quantity or perhaps whatever additional requirement was added has changed the fixed price element, which can cause a change or a variation in the agreed cost, or a project component is removed. Other than these conditions, a firm fixed price agreement remains fixed for the duration of the contract. We also have the fixed price with contract price adjustment agreement, the FPCPA agreement, the fixed price with contract price adjustment agreement. With this agreement, a fixed price may be set, but with provision for upward revision on the occurrence or the non-occurrence of specific or specified contingencies. This can be done through the insertion of a contract price adjustment clause. Such arrangements are used to recognize changing labor or supply market conditions which make firm fixed pricing difficult. Without such a clause, a supplier might have to include large contingency allowances in their contract pricing, and as a buying organization, this may not be in your favor. This might disadvantage the supplier if forecast price rises are greater than expected, or the buyer if they are less than expected. So simply put, the fixed price with contract price adjustment agreement allows for changes in the price, either positive or negative, under certain circumstances. So when a contract of this nature is in place, price adjustments can be made when there are market fluctuations that are beyond the supplier's control. So with this kind of contract, with this kind of agreement, a clause is inserted into the contract stating that should prices fluctuate to a certain level, which will be beyond the control of the supplier, then there's a need for both parties to sit down to make changes in the agreed prices. Another fixed pricing arrangement in procurement is the risk and reward arrangement. A fixed price arrangement may provide for adjustment of the final price to include various supplier incentives, additional bonus repayments, profit allowances, or value gain sharing, as an incentive for the supplier to shorten lead times or deliver on time, improve quality or technical performance, or achieve cost savings. So with this kind of contract, there are flat rate pricing structures. The pricing structures are flat, they are fixed. However, there may be additional payments depending on the specific end result. So at the end of the contract, because of certain reasons for certain end results, we are thinking of giving the supplier, we are supposed to pay the supplier some additional bonuses. We want to share our gains with our suppliers, where we allocate to our suppliers some agreed percentage of our profit, probably because the supplier's improvements created added value, for which we think giving the supplier the bonus will result in a win-win outcome for both parties. The final price here will usually be subject to a pre-negotiated maximum or cap to avoid open-ended liability. So even though with this kind of contract, with the risk and reward arrangement, we leave room for extra bonuses for some extra incentives, the final price will be subject to a pre-negotiated maximum or cap in order to avoid open-ended liability. So even if there will be a need for me to give you a bonus, this bonus is not going to exceed this percentage. If I'm going to give you a percentage of my profits, I'll probably give you just 5%. We don't leave it open for suppliers to be assuming that, okay, maybe they're going to give me 10% or they're going to give me 50%. No, we pre-negotiate the maximum we are going to give out. Another fixed pricing arrangement we have here is the fixed price with review or redetermination clause. Fixed price arrangements may also allow for agreed price schedule to apply for an initial specified duration, which may be shorter than the duration of the contract. The contract price adjustment clause will provide that at the end of a specified period or at specified intervals, the price will be amended or open to review and renegotiation in the light of cost fluctuations, supply performance, and contingency factors. So before a contract is executed, we sit down, we agree on the price and everything. However, there is a clause in this contract that the price agreed on, the agreed price may not be the price at the end of the contract. The price may change in the course of executing the contract. So this clause allows for price adjustment such that periodically, or whatever period we've specified in the contract, whatever period we've agreed upon, it could be annually, quarterly, semi-annually, or even monthly. So periodically, we sit down to review and renegotiate contract prices in light of cost fluctuations, supplier performance, and certain contingency factors that may occur in the course of the period. We also have the level of effort term contract. For some contracts, it may be impossible to specify outcomes or outputs accurately or to estimate cost. Examples might include research and development or software development contracts, for which the expenditure of effort, time, and expertise may not relate directly to measurable results or deliverables achieved, because outcomes are uncertain for such a contract. Also, costs are difficult to estimate, as parameters and process requirements may not be known in advance of learning and experimentation. In such cases, the contract may require the supplier to provide a specified level of effort over an agreed period in return for a fixed amount. So in this type of contract, the scope of work is described in general terms and requires that the supplier or contractor provide a specified level of effort, say the number of hours or percentage of effort provided by the supplier over the stated period of time or over the contract period. So the contract price is going to be based on the level of effort provided by the suppliers or by the contractors over the stated period of time. By way of summary, we have explained some of the fixed pricing arrangements. We also explained some reasons for cost variations. We identified some fixed pricing arrangements to include fixed price agreements, the fixed prices with contract price adjustment agreement, risk and reward arrangement, fixed price with review or redetermination clauses, and the level of effort term contract. Thank you.